It's Tracey and Noelle. They're gonna make you LOL on 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk.
Hello and welcome to 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk. This is episode... Noelle, do you know what episode this is?
No.
100!
Yay! Bum, 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 bum.
Boom. I am your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, joined by my co-host and drummer, Noelle Winters.
Holla.
Herzog.
Ooh,
We're here to
Herzog.
talk about 90 Day Fiance Season 8, Episode 3.
I'm ready. I enjoy it. I don't
I have
hate
a little
it.
bit of housekeeping.
Ooh, I'm ready. Tell me.
Okay, so you're going to go to patreon.com / trash talk podcast, and you're going to join Patreon. And I'm going to, you want to know why?
Yeah, I want to know.
Okay, cool. Because there's over 100 episodes of bonus podcasts. What kind of bonus
Ooh.
podcasts?
Tell me.
Okay. Well, we have BS, which is Noelle and I. There's
Yes.
about 140 episodes of that right now.
Damn.
All right. There is 90 Day Fiance self-quarantine trash talk.
That was fun.
There is Unexpected Trash Talk. And obviously, you know Unexpected because you're watching 90 Day Fiance. And if you're watching TLC, then you know that Unexpected is a superb show and it's back.
It really is so good.
And all of that can be found on Patreon. So go ahead, go join. There's a secret group that you could join. If you join at the higher level, you get a sticker. I mean, it's like the possibilities are endless, really.
It's really the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, and you're going to give it to yourself. And that's what this is all about. I think that we should start and jump right into the episode because it's just going to be a good one.
Okay, listen, I enjoyed it. I'm here for it.
Okay, cool. Let's start with Brandon and Julia.
Okay, I'm ready.
Now, it's the next day. I love how like slowly this moves. They're gonna like make an episode per hour
Yeah, I think we're in for like a 30 episode season.
because she got to America at like 11 o'clock at night,
Yes.
and now it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and this is episode 3.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's like 48 hours and 89 days to wed.
We haven't even like met everyone yet.
I know. This is exciting. So Brandon and Julia, she said it's amazing that we get to stay together. Oh, well, that actually Brandon said that. And that's not true. So he brings her breakfast to wake her up.
Right. I mean, that's nice.
I hated him.
Listen, I hate him in general.
Yeah, in life.
Yeah.
I just felt like the girl is jet lagged.
She needs a shower. She needs
a shower. She needs to like relax, and she's just not like, I can't imagine being so tired and jet lagged and like not being allowed to lay down for a little while.
That's the thing. And she took like, what is it, like a 30-hour flight or something?
Yeah,
it's not
like, I
like
need
she
to lay
flew
down.
right. It's not like she had a 6-hour flight.
Right, from Florida. So she wants to relax, but his mom won't let her because they have to go. And she's super mad that they're going to be staying in different rooms when they move to the farm.
I mean, like either get over it or you say something to the mother though too. Why didn't she say something?
Well, you know, I mean, that's his mom. It's his job to say something.
I guess.
So she said that she's going to leave if he doesn't, you know, make this better and change it. Okay, cool. So now here's something that she says. They're sitting in the park and she's looking at people jogging and she says, "Why people run but fat?"
Yeah, what
Now-
was this about, huh?
Okay, I'm going to tell you what this was about.
Okay.
Last week, is she the one that said that she saw fat people on the plane?
See, that's the thing. I thought it was her, but I think it's Yara actually that
okay.
said something. Uh-huh.
Oh, all right. I was like, there's a thing. There's a
Yeah.
problem.
Uh-huh. No, I thought the same thing.
Okay, so she brings her selfie stick.
Which is very proud of this thing.
I know. Why is she talking like Borat?
Because I think that's her real accent.
No, but like even the way that she says
She's
things.
animated. Uh-huh. Because she thinks it's
Yeah.
cute. She thinks it's like cute.
All right. Well, so now she's posing in front of the Washington Monument,
Yes.
and Brandon is pretending to be a photographer. He's like, "Fabulous, fabulous. Lean into it. Smize."
But that's not real. That's for the camera.
Of course. So now she's not interested in politics. She's like, "Yeah, I don't know any of this. Has nothing to do with me." And it's like, oh, okay, so you're like just like not smart. Okay, cool. Thank you for telling us that. I'm not saying that you have to be super into politics, but like you know nothing about anything.
In her defense, though, she didn't live here. You know?
No, but she said even there.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, then she's just dumb. Yeah.
She's dumb, but she does love burgers.
Mm-hmm.
She's very excited about everything. And I know that she's like complaining that she didn't get to like take a little nappy poo. But at the same time, she's like, oh my God, I love to see grass. Can we see more grass?
She's, you know what? I like that. It's refreshing because she's not complaining at all. She's like, wants to see everything.
But she is complaining because it's like she wants to rest. She wants to just be with him, but she seems to be having a great time. So now he has a private talk with his mom about the rooms.
Right.
And his mom's like, listen, I don't want to hear anything while you're living with me. I don't want to overhear anything. And that's why.
I don't think he could do anything that she would overhear. Just putting it out there.
I think there'd be no problem.
Yeah.
And and then he was like, well, she wants to share a room with me. And his mom's like, well, that's a red flag.
But how is that a red flag? What is she trying to trap him?
I think it would be a red flag if she was like, my own room. What a dream.
Right. Because that's what I would be like. I'd be like, I don't even have to sleep next to you.
Same.
Awesome. Yeah.
I'd be like, can Noelle get an extra room and stay with us?
Yes. Uh-huh. Same.
Do you have an extra bedroom? My friend's coming.
I love that. I don't mind having a separate bedroom.
Me neither. So she said that she basically says, he's like, listen, you know, that's what she wants. And like, you know, we have to do that.
Right.
Or else, you know, she's going to want to leave. And he's like, and his mom's like, well, I mean, that's fine. You can't. Because you can't afford anything. So,
yeah,
I mean, you guys.
But I like that. I don't dislike his parents.
No, I mean, they're a little much.
They're much, but he lets them be much.
He lets them. And that's why they are much. Because I bet you. Does he have any siblings?
I don't think so. I think he's an only child.
Yeah, I mean, that's obvious. But you know what? She loves Washington, D.C., and he made plans with her for dinner alone. And his parents are like, well, I guess it's me and you for dinner.
Yeah, and his dad's like, great. Great.
Well, I mean, you're going to have the rest of his life to spend with the both of them because he's never going to move out.
That's the thing. I don't know. It's like let them be alone. Let them spend time alone. Leave them alone. Let them do all the sex now because they can't do it in the house.
They can't do it in the house.
Yeah.
Well, I think she's like, no, thank you.
Yeah, listen, she definitely didn't. She's not interested in that.
So they go to dinner alone, and she asked how the talk with his mom went.
Right.
And she's like, basically, here's the thing. She's like, I want to not live there.
I don't blame her.
And he's like, okay, so here's the thing. Remember when I was like whining and dining you and taking you on all these trips? Like, I don't have any more money. And I got to tell you, this is kind of the theme of this show.
Okay. The theme of this show is broke men that spend all their money on these women and that have dirty houses.
Yes. But here's the thing. They spend all this money giving these women false information and false expectations, and then the woman is painted to be a monster when she gets to the United States and she has to live in a horse stall.
Right, because that she expects to be treated one way and to live one way, and then suddenly
because that's
she's
how
not.
He's been treating her. Mm-hmm. So it's like, why don't you say like, hey, listen, I could totally pay for us to go to Iceland and France, but then we're going to have to live with my parents because we're never going to have any money to live.
Right, because this is going to basically clean out my savings.
Right. So I would say, hey, you know what? Let's not go on these extravagant trips so that we could just save money and we could live in an apartment.
He can't be honest. These men can't be honest. And they also think that these women are only interested in money, but then get mad when the women are interested in money.
Right. So he has no money, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
And she's like, listen, I literally, when I met you, told you that me and my ex broke up because I lived with his family.
Right.
And his mom hated me and she got involved in everything. And now here I am, where your mom gets involved in everything and your mom's going to hate me.
Right. And like, he doesn't even realize like, oh, she's been through this before. Maybe I shouldn't do this with her again.
Right. And she said that his mom treats him like a baby. She basically like acted out his mom breastfeeding him.
Yes,
almost.
wet nursing him.
And then she said, listen, when you get married, like I come first.
Right. Which is
and
how it
that's
is.
how marriage works. And he's like, I don't know. I really love my mom.
Yeah, he's nobody I'm interested in being friends with.
He's like, listen, I get it, but my mom's real cute. So
right. So she might have to come first.
she's runner up. Well, they're going to have a lot of time on the farm and they're going to have to kill time doing something. And I think that cooking dinner together would be a great activity for the whole family to do. Thanks for being here with us today.
Yes.
Because we're going to talk about HelloFresh.
Okay. I'm here for it.
All right. Well, with HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store and makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit.
I love
So
HelloFresh.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is going to be part of her American experience because it's America's #1 meal kit. Okay. So HelloFresh cuts out stressful meal planning and grocery store trips so you can enjoy cooking and get dinner on the table in about 30 minutes or less. And now I will tell you that Noelle and I can attest to this.
Girl, we made the most delicious chicken.
Oh my God. We made last night, both of us simultaneously made cranberry chicken with a pan stuffing and roasted carrots. That was out of this world.
I would eat that every week without a doubt.
For sure. I got it. So it's like, I look at these recipes sometimes because, like, I don't know, I'm very hard to please.
Same.
And I'm like, I guess I'll try this. And every time I make something, it's like the best thing I ever ate.
And it's so easy. It comes together so fast.
It does. And it tastes like very fancy.
Yeah, it does. And it looks fancy.
And I always say, like, even though like you and I are really good cooks, it always gives you like this other thing. Like I know how to make stuffing. You know how to make stuffing.
Right.
I never made pan stuffing before.
No, and I would never think to pair cranberry with chicken.
Right? And then, oh my God, that cranberry sauce with mustard.
It was so good.
Oh my God, it was so good. I'm going to make it again next week. I'm not even kidding.
No, same.
Oh my God, it was so good. So guys, go to HelloFresh.com/90day10 and use code 90day10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping. So that's HelloFresh.com/90day10 and use code 90day10. And everything is going to be down in the show notes. So check that out because you're going to want to check this out for sure.
Awesome.
I promise you. All right. Well, speaking of delicious meals, let's talk about Jovi and Yara.
Yara.
All right. Well, he said that she's going to get dirty in the bayou, so she can't wear like anything business casual.
I mean, she wanted to wear a blazer. I don't think you have business wearing a blazer to the bayou.
Okay, but he makes it like they're going like
mudsliding.
Mudding.
I don't even know what mudsliding is, but that's what
I think that's when you drink a lot of mucho mudslides from
Applebee's. That was like my first alcoholic drink in a restaurant.
Yeah, I think that it was
Yeah.
too because I think like I probably had a mudslide at my house.
Yeah. Oh, they were so good. I would probably
It's like
poop
a
myself.
milkshake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Delish. And then she says, I like her. I don't know. I hate that I like her so much.
Oh, I like her all the way. I like her a lot.
She says I think it's her dry delivery.
And also because she does not give an F. Like she'll say whatever she wants.
No, but she's not even ridiculous.
And she's not mean either. She's very like matter of fact about
No,
things.
but she's just telling you how she feels. So she goes, Jovi is from the swamp.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he is. Clearly.
He's like, all right, well, pack your clothes because we're going to go to my mom's. And she's like, I did not agree to stay at your mom's.
Right. Like, I'm still saying no.
Like, I don't know if you have, like, cotton in your ear or something. So his dad's in Alaska on a boat, and his mom is in the bayou. You know,
right.
I don't know, question mark on a boat. I don't know, in the mud.
Yeah, I don't know what any of this means. They live a much different life than me.
All right, so they get to, quote unquote, the bayou.
Yes.
AKA his mom's regular house.
Right. Uh-huh.
Nice house, regular house.
Yeah, it's regular. They don't make like the way they're
It's not a
referring to
mud
the
hut.
bayou, right, isn't what I was expecting for his mother's house.
They didn't have to wrestle an alligator.
Right, they're not. And then I was thinking his mother's definitely gonna cook alligator for her, and I'm
Right,
glad
like
she
I thought it
didn't.
was like the
Uh-huh.
chicken feet that Pedro's parents
Yeah,
made
like
for,
Fear Factor food.
yes. But his mom makes fricassee.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
she's-
like. I think that's what my grandmother used to call me. I swear, I'm not even kidding you. I think my grandmother used to call me fricassee.
Really?
Yeah,
Maybe,
I don't know why.
Maybe you should have taken a shower.
Yeah, I don't. Why? Because I smelled like the swamp,
Fish.
the bayou.
Fish.
What is
It's fish
fricassee?
stew.
I don't even know.
It's
Is it
fish
fish stew? Okay.
It's fish stew. So she goes, Yara,
Mm-hmm.
you should practice saying fricassee.
She's like
She's
fricassee.
like, fricassee?
Uh-huh.
She's like, oh my God, you're so good at that.
You know, the thing that annoys me about the show is they act like these people from other countries are like animals in a zoo. Like, perform for me.
Okay, but also like, it's a word. It's
Yeah, it's
also
just a
not
word.
even. It's not even an American word.
Right, but it's also like not a hard word.
It's a French Creole
yeah.
word.
Uh-huh.
So I mean, I'm pretty sure she's heard of France before.
Yeah, maybe.
Also, she speaks 2 languages.
Right. Yeah.
I think she could pronounce fricassee.
But I love it because she's like not interested. She's like, yeah, fricassee. Like she's not playing into it.
I hope we're saying it right.
I think we are. I mean, she said it very Cajun, like fricassee, you know, like.
So he has a fake work call, so he has to go into the other room.
I know, wink, wink.
Yeah. He's like, I'm right on top of that, Rose.
I love that movie.
So his mom's like, so I heard that you didn't want to sleep here. Oh, I'm sorry, Jovi. What are you doing?
Because this is what grown ass mama boys do. They will throw you under the bus so fast.
Is nothing sacred?
No, nothing is sacred.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, no, it's not that. It's that like I literally don't know you from a hole in the wall, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna feel comfortable
Yeah.
here, and also my hair is gonna shed.
And also, I don't know what a bayou is.
Right. And then his mom in the confessional goes, you know, in the bio you quote sleep wherever. What?
Right. Okay. So what she's saying is they're all drunks that
Drunks.
just sleep wherever they
Drunks.
want. Yep.
AKA we drink a lot.
Yes.
And
We
wherever
can't
you
drive
faint-
home.
Wherever you faint to sleep, wherever you black out is where you wake up.
Ew.
Okay,
gross.
thank you for that.
Uh-huh.
So he said that he has to leave early for work, meaning he was going to be leaving, I think, in just 2 weeks, but now he's going to have to leave earlier. So he was going to leave the 28th, and he's
Right.
like, yeah, maybe I'm going to have to leave the 20th or the 27th. Okay, so
I-
that wasn't a real work call.
Right. That was right. It's like all maybe I'm gonna leave the 29th. Who knows?
It was like when in Sex and the City, when I think it was Charlotte was on a date,
Mm-hmm.
and she asked one of them to, I think she asked Carrie to call her
Uh-huh.
to get her out of the date. And Carrie was like, hey, Charlotte, something bad happened. And she's like,
Something bad happened. Yeah. She was at like a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
That's what was happening. He was like, work's calling. Hello, work? It's Jovi. I have to leave early.
That's like when they call the doctor. Hello, doctor. It's
Yeah.
Noelle.
I'm dead. Oh, no. So she's mad that because he wants to go. She's like, oh, so now you're going to try to go to work early? And he's like, oh, no, I meant like they're telling me to, like, I don't
Right.
want to go.
Right.
They want me to go. But it's like, whatever. It's a fake call. So that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, this fricassee is so frickin' good.
Oh.
Also, they're all using a tablespoon to eat this.
I know they are. And I'm like,
How-
what's
Do you
happening?
think it's because Jovi's mouth is giant?
Yeah, I think he has trouble with utensils. I really do.
Do you think that he's actually using a shovel, but it just looks like a tablespoon to us?
Compared to his mouth. Yes.
Yes. I only use teaspoons. I have the mouth of like a tiny mouse.
Okay, you know what? I hate soup spoons.
I don't want them. I use them for mixing things.
Me too. That's why I have them.
I can never. Oh my god! It's so animals. These animals that use tablespoons. So she doesn't want to have a big wedding without her family. Now here's the other thing in the confessional, because they're having all different looks in the confessional. now.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Her mouth is all the way crooked.
Okay, what's wrong? She has like a hair lip.
Okay, but who did her injections? Like Jovi or an alligator?
Mom, I don't know. The Bayou. They're not well.
Are these Bayou lip injections?
Yes, those are swamp injections. Yes.
Did she get them on like what's it? What are those boats that they have?
Oh, like the airboats?
Yeah. Did she get them on an airboat ride?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's very bad, Tracy.
It looks like she got them while she was holding a baby crocodile.
You're right, though. And she talks like out of the lower part of her mouth.
Well, because I mean,
she doesn't have a choice.
If I had a crooked lips. And here's the thing. It's like, it's not body shaming if you made it like that.
Well, that's right. She wasn't born that way.
She wasn't born like that.
Yeah. Okay. I get that.
You know, like if I installed an extra eyebrow in the middle of my forehead, I mean, people are going to
then you're allowed to make fun of it. Right.
Yes. I wasn't. It's not like, oh, well, don't say anything about Tracy was born with a third eyebrow. It's like, no, she made that.
She made that extra eyebrow. She microbladed that on purpose. Installed.
You know? So I feel like, yeah, I can't talk about her lips.
Oh, man.
So, and his mom has a perma frown.
Yeah, his mom is not like a good person.
You know what his mom reminds me of? You remember that fish that's mounted and it's like a toy?
It's always on The Sopranos. Tony Soprano was obsessed with it. Yes.
Big willy bass.
And it would
mouth.
like turn its head and sing.
Yes, and start singing. That's his mom. So no wonder his dad probably met her in Alaska on a fishing boat because she was just caught.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I get
he
bad
probably
energy.
Opens one of the coolers on the fishing boat.
And she's like, hello.
Is that you, Gwen? You're the prettiest bass I've ever met. I must have you.
You're coming home with me.
And his coworkers were like, no, we're going to fillet them when we get off the boat.
And he's like, don't you take her off that ice.
He's like, not this one. This one's mine.
This one's special.
I want it whole.
Ew. Oh. Yeah, she has bad energy, his mom.
Very bad energy. So now we go to the B-roll and we see a broken down, half sunken boat, right?
It bees that way.
And then a grasshopper.
Okay, they zoomed in so hard on that grasshopper. And I'm like, stop trying to make something happen.
It was a black like a brown grasshopper. Yeah, relax. So also, his mom doesn't have a southern accent.
Right. She has like a moron accent though. There's something she talks like, but I don't know what.
But it's like, it's not, she doesn't have an accent. She has like a speech impediment.
Right. Because people like with like that Cajun accent, it sounds kind of cool. That's not what she has.
No, honestly, I think she's just drunk.
That's what it is. She just sounds like a drunk.
She sounds like she's from Delaware and she's drunk. Just saying. So now they go to bed, right?
Man.
And he's like, so what do you really think? P.S. Yara downs a glass of wine. And
she's like, I'll tell you what I think.
She's like, okay. So your mom, okay, right? Her food is disgusting.
Right. She's disgusting.
She doesn't use, how could I say, flavors. It was like eating nothing. He's like, well, you ate it. She's like, yeah, because it was like eating nothing. I could eat nothing.
Right. And she was hungry.
So then she said, he's like, what do you think of the bio? And she said, and this is a quote, it looked like everybody died here.
And he's like, oh, you mean like a ghost town? She goes, no, like everyone died.
And she's like, also, why does your mom keep asking me the same thing over and over and over about the wedding? She goes, and this is a quote, and this is probably the best quote of the entire episode. I don't want to get married in a trailer park.
I mean, girl.
She's like, yeah, but it's funny because she goes, by the way, she's like, I don't want to get married because my family's not coming. But even if my family wasn't coming, I still wouldn't get married here because this is disgusting.
Yeah, because you're gross. This is all gross.
Well, that's going to be a really happy marriage. I think that they're going to have to work some things out before they get married. And the best way to do that is with therapy. I've been going to therapy and you've been going to therapy, Noelle. And we use BetterHelp Online Counseling because BetterHelp Online Counseling is just so amazing because you don't have to wait in any kind of uncomfortable waiting room. This is online counseling with real professional counselors, and it's fantastic. You can video chat, you can text, or you could do a phone call, whatever makes you feel better. And it's confidential. It's convenient. It's professional. It's affordable. And guess what? So many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. And as a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting BetterHelp.com/fiance. Join over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/fiance.
All right.
All right. Now, speaking of therapy.
Yes.
All right. Andrew is 32 years old from California, and he meets Amira, who's 28 from Saumur, France.
Right. Amira is like stunning in the face. She's just so
Okay.
pretty.
I am going to disagree with you.
You can.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to get into this. But
Okay.
let's just talk about Andrew first.
Let's do it.
He runs a daycare with mommy.
No, he wears Jon Snow cosplay. Like it's
He cosplays
silly.
as a knight for the children
Yep.
in the daycare, where he works 12 to 13 hours a day. And then when he's alone after work, he likes to be alone and play tennis by himself and give himself a French braid.
Well, because he doesn't have friends.
Do you think maybe he just doesn't have friends? Like, it's not because he works so long?
I don't like him.
There is something very not okay about him. So he meets Amira on a dating site, and she's 28 years old, and she loves makeup. She's half Egyptian and half French.
Right.
And basically, she was on the app, and 2 days later, she met Andrew. And he has very weird video chats with her.
I think that they're trying to listen. I don't know, but I feel like they're trying to paint him as the great guy and her as the villain. And I think it's the opposite.
I think it might be too. So now he inhales helium, and he's talking to her on helium balloons. It's like, I love dating 7-year-old boys.
But that's what I mean. Like, what's wrong with you?
What are you doing?
Stop.
His mustache doesn't connect, and it scares me.
Yeah, his hair has bald patches.
So 3 days after they meet, she flies to Vegas. 3 days later, he proposes, and then she gets her K-1 visa a year later. But Corona happens.
Right.
And her visa is only good for 5 months, but there's a travel ban. So what they're going to do is they're going to go to Mexico. They're going to quarantine for 14 days, and then they're going to come to the U.S. And he keeps saying they have to, quote unquote, activate the visa.
Yeah, and then his mom is like, "What? I don't like this. Like, what is this?" And I don't understand. It's like some loophole.
Okay, so also because they're not coming in through, they're coming in through Mexico. So that was, I guess, the loophole.
Okay.
Noelle.
Yeah.
They're running a daycare during a pandemic. No one has a mask on.
No. In California,
now,
like the epicenter.
But I was gonna say, like, was there not Corona in California?
Seriously, it's wild.
So she's packing for Mexico City in one suitcase. Is she bringing her yellow Paddington Bear rain jacket? What is she packing?
Yes, and the thing is, like, who do you live with? Because you're not closing down your apartment,
right?
You know what I mean?
So she has to live with like her mom or something. So then he FaceTimes her with a rainbow Cat in the hat on from like 1995 that people used to wear in like clubs.
I was gonna say, like, that's like a club kid outfit, or I want it at a feast. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And well, I gotta say something bad about Amira. She's wearing full pudding lipstick.
You know, I'm not into that trend. It makes me look like a crazy person, but I just don't think it's bad. She should take it off her teeth, though.
She overlines her lips.
Yeah, which I know you say is a sign of mental illness.
It is, and she puts 3 coats of gloss.
I just think she's so pretty. I think her skin is so nice.
Okay, but I have to say something, and
Tell me.
I think I'm gonna get a lot of backlash for this.
Oh, tell it. Say it.
I almost feel like she's faking this accent.
Really?
I almost feel like, is this what TLC, like, did TLC hire like an actress and they're like, make it as over the top as you could?
I feel like that's what French is. It's just so over the top.
Okay, I need someone who's French from France, something like that, to come into the group on Facebook, 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk on Facebook, and please let me know what you think as a French person.
Okay, I like the way it sounds.
Okay. Well, he meets up with his sister Connie, and he's going to be missing her baby shower because he's going to Mexico. Okay, COVID? Anyone? Is there COVID? No. Okay, because no one's had a mask on. And he gives her, for her gift, a blue adult size beret.
But it's an all the way adult size. Like,
She's
what
like, oh,
baby is that going on?
She's like, I guess I could use it as a blanket.
Right. I guess I could birth him in this.
I guess I could use this as an extra diaper.
Like, what is that?
Well, she said that Connie met her a few times, and she said that she's very superficial. And now we find out Ameria doesn't want kids anymore. And obviously, Andrew wants kids because if he can't have kids, he's going to steal someone else's kids. I don't know if that's true, but I feel like that's true.
Well, he definitely likes kids if he runs a daycare.
Okay, but I feel like that's creepy. Why is it like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I hate to be like this, but why is it so creepy to me that a man runs a daycare?
You think you're alone? When I saw this, I'm like, ew, why are little girls hugging a grown man? I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way. And it's probably nothing. It's probably, but it's just me.
Okay, but also it's like the cosplay. And then you're like, is this Michael Jackson?
Yes.
Well, his sister gives him real advice and is like, hey, listen, when you get married to someone, you should be on the same page. You should have the same goals. And if you can't agree, don't be afraid to walk away.
And she keeps saying, like, what if she won't budge on kids? And he won't say.
Like, right.
Yeah.
So now she meets up with her dad, and he's concerned about her flying to Mexico. And she's like, well, he pressured me to do it. Okay, then don't do it if you don't want to do it.
But why are they drinking orange juice with a metal spoon in it? I can't figure out what they're drinking.
It's just very stirry orange juice.
Very French and stirry.
The pulp keeps dropping to the bottom.
Maybe they take spoonfuls of pulp.
Maybe.
Ew.
So, again, they have no masks on either.
Right.
And her dad says, this is not love. Okay. Also, I think her dad was looking at her ring when he said that because that is not love.
Oh, that's not love. Someone who would give you that does not love you.
No, that is an emerald ring with like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if there's tinfoil on it.
There is. Right. It's worse than a pawn shop ring.
It is terrible. It looks like it wasn't fresh, so he covered it in tinfoil.
Yes. Don't put it in the microwave.
The dad hates him. And he said, this is a quote, I hope he will be changing to a man.
Right. So it's like, I get what he meant, but I don't think he knew how to say it properly.
I like that. I really like that. She is shiny as ever. She's glistening.
She's dewy.
She doesn't have lip gloss on. She has face gloss on.
Yes.
All the way. All right. Let's move on to Tarik and Hazel, who's very underwhelming.
Oh, these two, I'm so over them.
All right. So it's March. So Corona, no? No good?
All the way Corona, too.
Okay. So he calls his best friend Angela to pick out an outfit. And Hazel loves powder blue, so he wants a suit. But here's the thing. What is Angela wearing?
I don't know, but I can tell you, like, this is like what my dad wore to his first wedding. This is bad. This is
let me tell. Okay, well, first of all, I'll tell you this. Angela's wearing a full ruffled shirt with like wires on. I mean, I don't know. And he says that he's not talking to his brother Dean anymore. And then we flash back to when Dean met Hazel. And then, you can't really pay attention to the scene because you're like, oh, Tarik's wearing a fishnet shirt.
Yes. Yes.
And then you're like, oh, maybe this powder blue suit is not so bad.
But why do men on the show, no men on the show, wear clothes that fit them?
Okay, because this is the Dumb and Dumber suit. That's what this is. This is the suit from Dumb and Dumber.
Yes.
So now he says that, Dean is not going to be invited to the wedding. Okay, no one cares.
Nobody cares.
And now he talks about his daughter, Ari.
Right.
He takes care of her, blah, blah, blah.
He's nice when he talks about her.
Yeah, he's super nice. There's something wrong with him. Okay.
Yeah.
So now he's on his way to the airport. She flew 28 hours.
Right.
And then he says, this is another quote, We have an ex-girlfriend named Minty.
Okay. He said that last episode too. Why does he keep saying we have an ex-girlfriend? They have a woman that they had a couple of threesomes with on a weekend. That's not an ex-girlfriend.
Right. Also, they spell it Minty, but he says Mindy.
I know. I don't know. I think
like,
also
someone's wrong.
Yeah, he's wrong. He's wrong.
So she said that Hazel had forbid him to contact Minty, but he did anyway. So now he's picking her up from the airport, and his stomach is in pretzels.
Not nuts. It's in pretzels.
It's in pretzels, and I gotta tell you, I hope it's the honey mustard pretzel pieces.
I love those.
Those are delish. And he sees her, and he starts crying.
Right. Lame.
And she misses her son. She's like, yeah, it's like bittersweet because I miss you. I mean, how much do you miss your son?
You don't
'Cause
miss
left
him that much because you left, right?
Right. So she's like, I hope he can come there someday. And he's like, yeah. You're doing what's right for your son. Okay,
Yeah,
moving on. Let's not talk about him too much. What a bummer.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about him.
So, and then he screams, victory!
He is so corny. I could
Yeah.
never be around someone like him.
I'll tell you the best part about him.
Tell me.
He lives 10 minutes from the airport.
Oh, that is good. I have that. I live 10 minutes from the
Yes,
airport.
you do. So it's her first time out of the Philippines. And, he's like, I have a bigger house. It's a lot cleaner here in America. And I hope
Right.
she's not overwhelmed with my giant American house.
Why did they do this?
Okay, because he's brainwashed her, and that's how she reacts, because she's been told this entire time, like, I don't know if you've ever been in a space this big, like, ever in your life. This is like going to a shopping mall.
I feel like they do this with all of the women. It's like, what you
Yeah.
have is like dirt. Look at what I have.
Yeah.
I hate it.
He's like, her whole house could fit in my garage. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, you know what? She probably doesn't have stuff all over her kitchen either.
Clean your fucking kitchen counter, guy. Like, come on.
Because here's the thing. The rest of his house is very minimal and clean.
Okay, so his living room carpet was spotless and it was white.
His dining room there's nothing in it. It's super clean. And then your kitchen is like everything you own on the counter.
Yeah, it's weird. It's way too much stuff.
It's super, super messy. And he's like, look at this. This is a dishwasher. I bet you never saw this in the Philippines.
And
she's like, yeah, I don't need that.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm not going to be using that. I could do a better job. I like that. Good for you.
And then she said, this is a great quote too. She goes, your house is so dirty.
Did you wait for me to come clean it?
I love that. So now she's walking up the stairs because she wants to go to bed. She's tired. She flew for 28 hours with 4,000 connecting flights. She probably took the same flight that Ed took when he flew from LAX to San Diego.
And the same one that Yara took too. Her flight took like 30 hours.
And she's walking up the stairs and he's like, oh, lordy, lordy.
Okay, but that is like he lost me early on, but this is especially where he lost me. Stop. Also, I'm not a piece of meat. You don't have to gawk at me. Stop. It's gross.
So disgusting. Speaking of gross, let's talk about Mike and Natalie.
They were like the only ones that like amused me this episode, though. She amused me.
You know what really amused me? The red lipstick in the confessional was all over her teeth, or she might have just eaten a live animal. But she's a vegan, so maybe not.
I don't know. Maybe she ate some borscht.
Maybe. So they go to meet Uncle Bo, and he didn't bring the ring. By the way, she's like, by the way, just a little side note, he didn't bring the ring. And then he's like, I'm going to order some clams. She goes, what is clams?
I love that. And then he's explaining it. She's like not interested. She's like, okay.
No, he's like, you open it up and you eat it. I mean, that's not a great.
No, why don't you tell
How
her
about
it's
shellfish?
seafood? Right.
Yeah. She's like, is that peanuts? I don't want peanuts. Thank you.
Because he wants her to say she doesn't know what it is.
Yeah. So now Uncle Bo comes in his Oakleys and she is amused. I got to tell you, she is all the way amused. She cannot hold back her giggles. She goes, I like your outfit.
But I like that she goes, he is most stylish man. It's so funny.
She's another one like Borat. She's like, he's most stylish man in Kakistan.
Oh, it's so funny. She makes me laugh.
So now he's drinking. She's like, what are you drinking? He's like, whiskey. What are you drinking? And she's like, water. And I'm like, same. Same, Natalie. I know.
But now
how
she
this
says
is.
she only drinks alcohol because she supports Mike.
Yeah, she's like, because he drinks alcohol. So it's like, okay, I mean, you don't have to drink.
Right, you're a vegan. Do you eat meat when he's around?
Yeah,
Like, I don't get it.
Just to support him. Well, she
Yeah.
might have eaten meat in that confessional. I think she ate a live squirrel in that confessional. So she's like, so, Bo, did you move?
Right.
And he's like, yeah. And she goes, phew.
And she's like,
I mean,
oh, thank
great.
God.
So she's like, where do you live now? And he's like, yup. And she's
Right.
like, where do you live now? And he's like, huh? Sure. And then she's like, oh, it must be because my English isn't good. And it's like, no, he just doesn't want to tell you.
No,
where
he doesn't
lives.
want to tell
He
you.
thinks you're crazy.
Yeah, he doesn't like you.
He's like, no, thank you. She's like, I really like him. He's just never allowed in the house ever.
I would never invite him over. Oh.
She said that she's not going to let him back in the house.
Uh-huh.
And then she's like, so do you think I can survive here? He's like, I mean, are you a tough Cocoa Puff?
Everything about this is funny.
I love him. But here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I know that they're trying to make her look like mean,
Yeah.
but like, I get it. Like, I think Bo is funny and I also don't want to live with him.
But also, you know what? I know they're trying to make her look mean, but she rolled with it for this lunch. Like, she was like, I love his style.
Right,
She's
but
talking to him.
She doesn't mind him, but she doesn't want to live with him.
Yeah, I mean, now that I met him in person, too, if I was her, I'd be especially glad about my decision.
I'd be like, wow, good thing you asked him to move out.
Yeah.
He's crazier than I ever thought.
Yeah.
Thank you. Also, he's a drunk. Thank you.
Yeah, uh-huh.
All right. So that now they bring her food and she's like, this portion is huge. In my country, we eat out of thimbles. It's like, all right, well, Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
And then so she's like, yeah, I just got here yesterday. I'm a mail order bride.
Right, she's
And
just
he's
talking to
like-
the waiter. Mm-hmm.
He's like, cool. Do you need any more utensils?
You need
She's
ketchup?
like, I don't even have my ring. He's like, awesome. Let me know if you need anything. Stop. And he goes, no, he goes, well, enjoy. So she's saying how like everyone's super confused. She's like,
Right.
I come here and I tell everyone I'm a fiance, and then they look at my fingers and they're confused. Who's everyone?
Who
Who's
is
everyone? There's
everyone?
7,000 people in his town.
Right. Uh-huh.
Who are
I
the
guess
people?
she means in by her house. I don't know.
Bo?
Uh-huh. Yes. Bo is confused about everything.
The elk?
Mhm.
Who's confused? The cat?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going back to his house.
Right.
And she said that she doesn't like that Uncle Bo drinks. He's like, yeah, I never said like he wasn't a drunk.
Right. And also,
Like,
like,
I don't
who
know.
cares? Right.
But also like he's my uncle. He's not me.
My kid. Right.
He's like, but also I drink. She's like, I know, me too, because I support you. So she's super scared of the road. She said it's like a horror movie. And he's like, all right, well, guess what? You didn't like the road? We're going to go off-road now to get to the house.
Yeah, he's doing like donuts to get to the house.
He's like, there's a portal. You have to do 7 donuts and then the portal opens.
Oh,
So-
yeah. You have to twist the mannequin's nose to get in the room.
So they're it's snowing like crazy. They're in the car and she's going to get out. She's holding the world's tiniest bouquet of roses.
Uh-huh. Yes.
But they're not purple.
Cute.
So she says, and this is another great quote from this episode.
What?
This house looks like from movies.
Looks like
It's like
horror
from
movie.
horror movies.
And that's the thing. I knew she didn't know what that house looked like. I knew it.
Yes. So she said, and this is another quote, Michael lives in the wood.
I mean, he does live in the wood, but also I think you knew that.
Okay, but he told you that he lived in the woods.
Yeah.
You've been video chatting with him for 2.5 years. Also,
Yeah.
isn't your best friend married to his best friend?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Svetlana. Yes.
Okay. Has Svetlana maybe scoped out the scene for you?
It's funny. They never bring that up anymore.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be like, I'm going to marry this guy. Go to his house.
And videotape the house for me.
Tell me what it smells like.
You would.
Does it
You'd
smell
walk
like
in and
soup?
say, it smells like hospital.
You know what's so funny? So a little bit off topic. So I was watching The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
And there was a scene where one of the girls had just come from the hospital or whatever. And another one of the women were like, oh, she smells like a hospital. And they got in a big fight and they like don't talk anymore.
It gave her like PTSD when she smelled it.
And it's so funny because I went to the dentist.
Uh-huh.
And I came back and my quarantine mate said to me, oh my God, you smell like dentist. And
That's
I was like, oh!
funny. That's fun. That's like my mom, the story when I told the lady she smells like stink.
Well, now you have to tell the story, Noelle.
My aunt's wife texted me earlier and says that like her, my mom, and my aunt were all sitting around telling stories. And of course, they love to talk shit about me when I'm not there. And she said that when I was little, my mom had a friend over and I told her that she smelled like stink. And then I sniffed her and said, yuck. It's so funny.
I love that.
'Cause
it's so real.
It's so real. Right. It's so who I am.
All right. So now Natalie's afraid of the cat.
I mean, I hate cats too. So like, I like her
Okay,
reaction.
but you knew it was there.
She's like, I'm more dog person.
Yeah, she's like, I like dogs. Okay, great. Well, there's a cat, and I told you that. I didn't tell you this cat was a dog, and then you found out when you got here.
Well, that's the thing. None of this is new.
She looks like she's going to cry.
She's like rubbing her head. Like, where did I go wrong in life?
She said, this house is so small, and the walls are so cold.
It's probably freezing in there. You would do well in that house.
I would love that house. So she wants tea, and he's like, I don't know if we have any tea. And she's like, well, maybe we can just boil a bunny.
This is what they do, Michael.
So she said the house is dirty and cold, and she doesn't have her ring. Natalie, do you have your ring?
No.
Is your ring going to make the house bigger and cleaner and warmer?
I don't think the house looks dirty. I don't think it looks so bad.
I don't think so either, but we don't know what it smelled like. It probably smelled like
cat.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe there's dirty socks behind the pillows.
There's definitely dirty socks behind the pillows.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing. I mean, yeah, that's what do you want?
That's the thing. And also, what do you expect? Like, what are you expecting here, girl?
You have years to video chat with these people.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I would have been like, give me a tour of the house, jar the air and send it to me so I can smell it
right now. And also, Svetlana, come on.
Yeah, it's true. That's your
and
best
Svetlana's
friend.
like, I don't have the code. I don't have a truck that could do 7 donuts to open the portal.
Oh man, that's so funny.
Real. Well, this was a pretty good episode. I had fun during this episode.
Me too.
Like watching it. It wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad. We only do a podcast on the show. It's like it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Make sure that you're going to patreon.com/trash talk podcast for more of us because you love us, and you could follow the show at 90 Day Podcast. Make sure you're joining the group if you want to share anything about the show, about the podcast. Ask one friend to subscribe. That's what we want from you for the holidays.
And we want you to follow us on social media.
Yeah, you could do that too. You can follow me at Trixie Tuzini on Instagram and Twitter. And you could follow Noelle at Noe_bear810 on Instagram and NoeGirl on Twitter. And we have magnets for sale. We have 2 different kinds of 90 Day Fiance magnets. We have 90 Day Fiance holographic stickers. And Noelle and I each have for sale stickers of our faces because you know you want it. Where are you going to stick my face?
Well, yours is on your Yeti, right?
Yeah, on my water bottle.
Mine's on my laptop.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's it, guys.
All right.
And we'll see you next week. We got to go cook some more HelloFresh meals.
Yeah, I'm starving.
Okay, bye.
Bye.